My last area was downtown in Trujillo. So at this time of my mission, I had like 14 months on the mission, and I had spent all of it outside of the city. I had spent 6 months in Pacasmayo, 6 months in Cajamarca, 6 months in Chiclin, and so not 6 months in Chiclin, just like a one transfer in Chiclin. And so I wanted to go to the city because I was like, oh my gosh, I have like 14 months on the mission, and I have never like been to Trujillo. Like I can count on my fingers like the number of times I've been to the city that I was called to, just for like meetings and going to the temple and things like that. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I really want to go to Trujillo. And so I was excited and glad when I got the call that I got to go and open an area downtown in the city. And this area was really cool. So we were the first sisters that had been there ever, my companion and I. That stake had never had sisters before, and so we got to go and open one of the wards. And in my other areas, we had shared the wards with one or two other companionships. But this ward we had all to ourselves, which was really special because we really felt like it was ours, and because we went and opened it, it was ours. Like we made history there. Like it was such a good time, and it was such a special experience. So I finally got to go down to Trujillo, and it was exciting to be in the city. And this part was downtown, so once again there were lots of buses and taxis and people and restaurants, and I was in a ward, and it was a really strong ward because it was in Trujillo. There were returned missionaries, sealed families, like multi-generational families in the church, and that was so different from my other areas. That was so different from my other areas where there hadn't always been sealed families or entire families in the church or lots of returned missionaries. But that ward was great because we had those resources, and we were close to the temple, and just the strength of the members is felt there. And down in Trujillo and along the coast, it's really great weather, like super beautiful, like 75, 80 degrees year round, like 365. And it was awesome. Like I was so spoiled as a missionary. I just had great weather for a year and a half straight. And I like come to Utah, and now it's cold and everything, and I just like it's been a year and I like still cannot get used to it. Just because I was so spoiled with perfect weather on the mission. So it was great. Anyway, that's just the weather of Trujillo and the coast.